everybody, welcome to Lackawanna College Falcon Football Media Day. Joining me now in year 31 but 30 as the head ball coach, the living legend himself, Coach Duda.
Hey, good afternoon, Michael.
31 years with the program, 30th year as the head coach, 199 wins. When does this get old for you, Coach?
Never. I don't think it ever will. I think, as long as there's new kids every year that want to work really hard and play and go on where they're going, football is a wonderful game. It's a great vehicle for the guys.
I had to ask that question because I was thinking on my way over here what I'm going to ask you, because we talk all the time and we've done a bunch of these, and I don't want to ask the same thing because I know all of our loyal viewers are listening to the words that are coming out of your mouth.
Surely.
So what expectations do you have for your fellas this year?
I think it's a really good football team, and I always think we're going to have a great year, and most of the time I guess we do. But I think we're really, really deeper than we've been in a little while. So I think it's going to affect us really well early.
Talk about camp a little bit, a little something different this year, 6 a.m. practices.
I think it went really well. I think kids weren't really distracted. The players they came on in and they were working out before they even knew it. I think it was a little easier for them to get that part of it done during that part of the day. And the lifts went after that, and everything went after that. So I think it was good.
How do you think that's going to translate during the season and stuff? Do you think that's still going to work out okay this season?
I don't think there'll be any difference. I know when pro guys travel from the East Coast to West Coast, that's a completely different time zone for them. They play at night and all different times. You have to be able to play whenever it's time to play.
You had to go through that yourself a little bit for a
Just a
couple
little
years. You are, and if people didn't see on your social media posts, a kick returning expert though too. So you have a career of 13 or 14 yards.
That I am. I mean, I was so slow. Coaches were catching me. Cheerleaders, everybody piled on.
You also, fill in and work with our defensive linemen, right? So we know like the lines, offensive, defensive line are so important part of football. So talk about the defensive line. I know we got some guys on the line.
We have some really good football players, and we have some guys behind them for a change. Sometimes we'll have a starting four and nobody behind them that can play. We get into hot games like in Georgia and those places, we can't get it done. So now I think we're deep enough to go and flip these guys back and forth and rest them all to get them to really be effective.
Now, we've all noticed that you shaved because camp is over. So does things really get real now? Because it's 1 week until you play a game in 6 days for real. So is not only the clean shavenness, is that when everyone knows, all right, it's turned on, here we go?
Well, I think it's time everybody identifies their role now, right? We went into camp and it was gym class to a degree, right? Everybody got to play, everybody got to get ready. But we had 600 live plays this camp, 600. And so if you haven't had your chance to play now, you haven't really taken advantage of it. So now it's time to separate those guys. Have look team guys who are going to help the program win in that way. Have starters who help them look in that way. So everybody's going to have their role.
When you're recruiting guys, do you think it was like, all right, these guys may have a chance to play for me in 2 years, but these are a program building guy where I know I could depend on them if I can't get them a lot of reps in game, that I could count on them to practice and be on scout team or anything like that? Is that part of your process?
It really is, and I get surprised every year. I got surprised this year by a couple of players again who we thought they had limited backgrounds in high school, and they came and they just took to it and did really, really well. And you get surprised the other way sometimes too. Sometimes the competition level's too great, or the plays not to learn the plays like they should, and then they kind of struggle a little bit, and it takes a year to redshirt them to get them back. So if they keep trying, they'll be fine. Talk
about Mrs. Coach, because again we talk about her all the time. She's here today taking headshots. She's a very friendly part of the program. Obviously, talk about her a little bit, and two, is she disappointed she has to start cooking you dinner now that camp is over? And you're done.
I think she's totally disappointed about having to cook me dinner. It's been like 21 camp dinners in a row. Fantastic as that is, it would be good to go home and have another meal. It takes the pressure off for a little bit, but it's a double bonus. She doesn't have to see me too, so it's a double bonus.
Perfect. Speaking of seeing you, we got to spend a lot of time, you and I, in the weight room, a couple, 2 to 3 hours a day. It's going to be limited to 1 now. Are you going to be okay with not having me around as much as we were during the
I don't know. You're awfully supportive. You're awfully supportive, and I think I need to support. But you got a lot meaner in the last year or so, which is really good for us. I think players realize, how important it is, and you did a great job.
I'm going to credit that to the old age and my gray hair is turning me meaner.
Sure, the more you're hurt, the better off you are.
And someday I'll be as big as you, buddy.
Yeah, when pigs fly.
The head ball coach, Mark Duda, going for 200. Could you imagine 200?
Hard to believe, yeah.
You're not that old. I don't think. Mark Duda, we'll be back on Falcon Media Day.